If you have a trash pullout in your kitchen, it probably looks like this, but it used to look like this. And I'm here to say it can again, using these things right here in just about an hour of your time. And most people will tell you that these need to be replaced or refinished, which just is not true. And it's not their fault, they just don't know how to fix this. But I do, so you're in good hands. And we fix these things all the time. And I gotta say, the trash pullout is consistently beat up in every single house. And it makes a lot of sense. It's really frequently used. You probably use it more than anything else. And you're always throwing garbage in there, so you're not really careful, right? But if you're dealing with a glass plate or something, you're gonna be a little more gentle putting that away. A little cleaning goes a long way. And keeping up with cleaning on your cabinets will help make them last, because the longer food sits on there and oils and greases sit on the paint, it seeps into the paint, it stains the paint, it breaks the paint down, and the paint doesn't like that. So it's always good to stay on top of it and clean it now and then. So I like to use this kitchen cabinet and furniture cleaner. It is a plant-based product and it's specifically designed for these finishes. Now, this isn't a big manufactured, mass-produced bottle. It's specially formulated in small batches to give your kitchen the care that it needs. And the neat thing about this is that it comes with a scrub brush to make cleaning a breeze. Gets into all the little nooks and crannies, and it even has this little flat edge that I like to use to scrape off some really stubborn things. And the best part is, I get it on Amazon. I'll throw a link to it in the description below for you. So it's great to use for a maintenance cleaner, but we also can't start any repair without a clean surface. So we gotta make sure this thing is clean and free of dirt, and free of food, and free of grease, and free of gluten, and everything else. Check it out, guys. It is pretty darn clean now. And you'll notice that these little spots here that are off in color, well, this is what we call the homeowner special. You see, they tried touching up on their own, not knowing what they're doing because they didn't have this video to learn from. So I know you're a homeowner if you're watching this. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just up at 2 a.m. scrolling through mindless videos, but that's all right. Either way, you're gonna learn how to fix this properly for one reason or another. But now that it's clean, we get a good look at the base with the light reflection. You still see all this marring and these little drip spots and stains. We're gonna get rid of this and those miscolored touch-ups without having to respray the entire door. Don't believe me? I'll show you. It amazes me how many tradesmen I see do not have this tool. Mostly painters and stuff, and just people overall are in awe about this thing. And I don't really blame them because it's really freaking cool. You just pull the paper and the tape automatically applies itself to the paper. Saves you a whole lot of time. And most people don't even know where to buy this, but you're in luck because it's in the description below this video. It's the least I could do since you hit the like button. Now, we don't have to strip this down to bare wood. We just want to get it nice and smooth. So we're going to start with 120 to knock down the big stuff, and then we're going to finish off with 320. And if you don't know how far to sand, basically you want it to feel very, very smooth, slick like glass, because whatever bump or divot you feel, you're going to see. Now, for the type of paint you're going to use, it's really up to you. Just make sure that it's rated for cabinets. But we're going to put it inside this pre-val sprayer. It's essentially like a little airbrush. So we're gonna get a nice sprayed finish. You don't wanna go around with a paintbrush and get it all sloppy and get brush strokes and everything else. So here it is wet and it's looking pretty good. But after it dries, we're gonna need to sand it back and give it another coat. So in the meantime, while that sets up, I'm gonna go around with the artist brush and get these little edges. We don't wanna overkill and start spraying everything because it's just gonna create a mess. Keep it small, keep it simple, eliminate the contrast. Now there's one spot in the front, I'm gonna do a little spot spray, which could be pretty risky. However, I'm feeling confident that the paint is gonna lay down nice on this. You don't wanna go too heavy in this spot because you don't wanna create a run. And you want it to lay down really nice. Thin paint, even coat, psh, done. After it's had some time to dry, well, you be the judge. I think it looks pretty darn good. You'll notice it still has the marring and the stains and whatnot on the reflection, but we're gonna get rid of that next. But before we do that, we got to address the top because you can see that there are still some sanding marks and some little dust particles that got stuck in it. So we got to make it smoother. All we're going to do is knock it down with some 400 grit sandpaper, light sand, and then retop coat it again with the paint. Now this is the magic you've been waiting for. We're going to top coat the entire drawer front using this pre-catalyzed lacquer finish. It's the same sheen as the paint. In this case, it's a flat. And this is gonna make everything just kind of melt together and it's gonna mute out all the marring, the stains, the little scuffs. And well, you could see it for yourself. It's very wet right here, but as it dries, it just gets better and better. There are good days, there are bad days. There are some days that you just don't want to do any of this stuff, but then you look outside and realize it could be a lot worse. Utmost respect for these guys. I couldn't do it. They're doing a phenomenal job. I then go ahead and repeat the entire process on the door below. But this one, I had a little bit of an issue, and you may have this problem too, so pay attention here. As soon as I sprayed the paint on this, it had a reaction with the old paint, and basically I didn't sand enough out from the old paint. There was still some loose, compromised old paint, and when the new paint came into contact with it, it had a reaction and started to peel. In this scenario, it is much faster and much easier just to clean it off and start over. So I took a lacquer thinner rag, wiped the paint off, got it dry, and then sanded it down some more, giving me a good base, and we are golden. Now, because I am down to bare wood, you could primer if you want, but I guess it's not necessary if you're using the right type of paint. To each their own. Now, we're not done here because I'm going to show you the part that nobody ever shows you. I made a huge mistake when opening this drawer because I lifted up on it and it made the top of the drawer front hit the bottom of the counter, completely messing up our paint job. Two ways to fix this. One is you sand it down and you paint it again. The problem is the paint is not sandable yet because it's still fresh. So again, in this scenario, it's much faster and much easier to start over. However, this paint started setting up already. So a quick wipe with a towel ain't gonna cut it. I actually took a card and scraped it off and then went after it with the lacquer thinner to finish off the cleaning, remasked it off, repainted it, and we're in good shape. And these are the things that most cabinet guys don't show you. Nobody in tutorials shows you the complications that could arise during these repairs. But you're in luck again because you have me. And before you ask, yes, I did clear coat the front of the entire trash door. It needed it, but look how great this looks. All the marring, all the nicks, the chips, the stains, everything. Everything looks fantastic, and this is like a 10 out of 10 repair. You would never know that this door was worked on, and you would swear that it was totally refinished. I did end up also cleaning the paint off the counter. Just wanted to see if you guys would notice. Let me know if you noticed, because in this shot, it's still there. Anyway, hope you got something out of this. Remember, there's nothing in this world that you can't do. You just don't know how to do it yet.